Hello parents, my name is Dave Snyder. I'm your child's 6th grade science teacher this year. So welcome to my classroom and to the strangest school year ever. I guess anybody that's alive, it's probably their strangest school year ever. I've been teaching for 32 years. This is my 32nd. My 14th here at Blue Ridge, and if this is your first experience with Blue Ridge, I think you're going to really like it, even with the conditions that we have now. We have a great staff, great principal, great kids, because we have great families. So I hope your experience is as good as mine was when my kids went through school here. I live in Percival. This is a picture of my daughters and my wife and I on the left in the Outer Banks this summer when we escaped our quarantine for a little bit. And on the right, we had a little treat at Grudo's. We had to really try to find those moments to connect and enjoy in all the stress of the quarantine. And that's Buddy, my dog in the middle. He's Bichon. Some things about my classroom. I have fish. I've got a big aquarium, and I've got clownfish in there. And I also have snakes. They're not here with me right now. They're at a student's house. But when we're in session, I will have them in class. On the left is Ginger. Ginger's a corn snake. Ginger's about 4.5 feet long. And in the middle, you can see his picture when he's in his cage, crawling on his log. And on the right is Strawberry. And Strawberry's a milk snake. Neither of them get out of their cages very often, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Online etiquette, you've heard probably from every other presentation, so I'm not going to dwell on that. Kids are doing great so far. Grading, I do want to talk about. There will be formative grades and summative grades. The formative grades do not count towards a student's average. So they are just practice. They're assessments for us to get an idea of where the kids are right now, what they know, what they don't know. And it helps us to create our summatives and make sure they're ready for summatives. So issues with the internet, well, today we actually had one at school. I was at school and we lost internet. That's going to happen. It's going to happen with everyone. If it happens with your child, just have them drop me an email, let me know. And I'll totally understand. They won't be responsible for anything they couldn't do because they lost internet. Speaking of that, it tends to add to confusion, frustration, and stress. And we really want to minimize that. So if there's any of that going on, let me know. The challenges you face, I know as a parent, that working at home and your child working at home and you're trying to help them, that's a stress. If you're going to work and they're working at home, that's a stress because you want to make sure they're really doing what they should. So I'm aware of that. I understand that. And I empathize with that. Also, the kids feel stressed because there's not someone right there that they can raise their hand and they can come over and answer their question. In addition to that, there is something called screen fatigue. And I get that pretty quickly compared to most people. So just a couple tips. What I do is I turn the night light settings on my computer, and then I change the brightness. I bring it all the way down as low as I can and still see things clearly. Another thing is there are special glasses to filter out the blue light. And on the right, those orange glasses aren't as popular with kids. So there is another pair that is clear. The orange ones are better at filtering out blue light, but not as easy to get kids to wear. These are the units we're going to cover this year: space, energy and resources, watersheds, atmosphere and weather, matter and water. And throughout the whole year, we'll be doing things with experimental design, computer science, and measurement. Just some final thoughts. Assessments will come quickly, but kids will have opportunities to do retakes if they don't do well. We don't want to see a repeating pattern with that, but we don't want to add the stress onto this unique environment to learn. So we want to make sure the kids do get the concepts we're teaching. So we'll work with them. The formatives, again, they do not affect the grade. So if you see a 70 in there for your child, or a 60 or 50 even, you shouldn't be worried. Sometimes we just give those in the very beginning before we've taught anything, So they can be low, and that's okay. So again, don't worry. Let me know about the frustration and stress. If I can't pick up on things that I normally would in the classroom, so if that's going on, just please let me know, or have your child let me know. And even with the challenges we face, I think we're going to have a great year. I'm having transition issues with getting used to this whole Schoology. So I think the beginning is going to be a little bit rough for some, for me, for sure, and maybe some of the kids. But after we get that down, after the first couple of weeks, I think we're going to have a really good year. So that's it. And again, any questions, feel free to contact me at dave.snyder@lcps.org. Thanks.